Oh, oh, come on.
That was good.
We gotta edit that out.
No, we got to keep that in. What's going on, everyone? Open it up. This is Cold Ones, the land of the neon green. You know what I'm saying? It's the summertime, so the neon green hats come out. If you're going to the shore, if you're watching the sand, if you're doing your thing, you got a cap like this, stockyard. You know what I'm saying? This is the most dynamic duo on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. It's Hollywood Hair, known by many other names, and it's Brendan the Bod Petrilli. And as always, I got to start off the show by saying, Brendan, how you doing today?
Doing well. I'm doing well. I got my cold one conversations pint glass
Mug,
from Philly drinkers.
nice. Shout out
Delicious.
Philly drinkers.
Little
Sponsor of the show.
brother Ryan. He made some margaritas, so a little marg
Ooh,
action.
is that wait, he made him in the home or you're in the cabin?
What? In the home.
Guys, if he didn't know, Trilly has his own cabin in the Hamptons. So
Yeah.
he tries to put on this whole thing that times are bad and times are tough, but the
Yeah.
reality is he's smoking on that wood pack. All right, dude, let's get into it. Breaking news, breaking news. That's right. Drum roll, please. Breaking news. We have a new highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and that is the Jaguars' own Trevor Lawrence, the Clemson kid, Dougie P's new prodigy, as they call him in the streets of
New
Jackson.
highest paid QB.
200 million guaranteed, 270 over 5 years. Trill, let's get into it, man. I mean, let's break down this contract. Did they pay the right guy? Yes, they did. Did they pay him too early? Yes, they did. And did they pay him too much? They most certainly did. I think it's really interesting that they invested that amount of money so quickly into a guy who, frankly, we know that Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 quarterback, but are we sure that he's winning the AFC South? With that kid Stroud and D'Amico Ryans running it in Houston. And number two, man, what has Trevor really proven outside of making Jacksonville just a viable team? He hasn't made them a contender against the Ravens. He hasn't made them a contender against the Bills. He hasn't made them a contender against Miami. And he most certainly has not made them a contender against KC. What do you think the thought process was giving him this massive of a contract? I mean, I'm not saying that the kid didn't deserve to get paid, but 270 with 200 million off the top? Come on.
I think the biggest thing is when you said, did they pay him too early? I don't think they did. Because if they waited a year, they waited 2 years when his contract was up, or whatever the case may be,
Right?
that 275 is over 300, you know? This contract is going
So
to
you
look
think he was
like,
worth it. So stick with that though. You think that he was worth.
yeah, they weren't going to move on from him. Where are you going to find another quarterback on
I
the
yeah,
level, if not slightly around his level of talent? You're just
I
not.
agree. I agree.
You see the teams willing to throw out gobs of money at Kirk Cousins and the likes, right?
Yeah.
Where the guys are good to average to slightly above average. If you have that potential in Trevor Lawrence, you're just not going to move on from it. You saw the way teams highly invest in this quarterback position where if you have one, you got to ride it out until the brakes fall off. Or if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, somehow move on from Carson Wentz's big contract and bring in Jalen Hurts and give him a huge contract and somehow make it
Yeah.
all work. I don't know. That's for the GMs to make up and decide. But I think the big thing is paying these guys early. Like you saw what the Eagles kind of did with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith this offseason, giving them big deals. And then all of a sudden, Justin Jefferson gets the biggest contract ever, right? A
Right.
couple other wide receivers get huge deals right after those two sign. I think that's more of the move moving forward is if you think you have your guy, if you are confident in them, they're going to get paid no matter what.
Right.
Get them at the lower rate now because that cap that money is just going to keep going up at this point. And if it doesn't, you're going to be screwed kind of where the Chargers were at. But I think at the quarterback position, it's so highly demand, so sought after. The Jaguars weren't going to be that bad again for a couple more years where they could get another Trevor Lawrence type of guy. You're going to give them that money. You're going to see what happens in 3 years. The contract will be almost up, and then you see what you got from there. So I
So
don't
let's
hate the move.
let's play a quick game here. It's going to be Would you rather? We're going to be picking between QBs, and we'll go back to the contract, but let's start out with Trevor Lawrence is on my left, Dak is on my right. We'll have Kieran split this up and make this into a clip. Trevor Lawrence on my left, Dak on my right. Who are you going with?
It's tough. See, I'm trying not to be a homer here. I think you go Dak.
What?
I
I didn't
think.
even expect you to say that. That was way too early into the show. I should have picked somebody else. I wanted to get into a
Yeah,
couple.
I know what you were
You
going for, but like
picked
logistically, like,
Dak?
are we talking regular season? Or are we talking play like
I
potential
think
to
that
win me a championship?
I
Is
think
that
we're
what we're going?
talking. I think that we're talking about when the money's on the line. Dak is even coming up for
Okay,
a new
then Trevor Lawrence.
contract.
I'll take Trevor over that. I
Okay.
was just thinking numbers wise, talent, like not talent, but numbers over their careers so far. But if money's on the line, I would. Now,
If
neither
money's on the
quarterback has
line,
really
if they're going
proven it.
against one another, if they're going against one another,
Yeah, I'll take Trevor.
okay. Trevor or Tua,
I'll take Trevor.
Trevor or Purdy.
I mean, obviously Purdy's got the more talent, but I'll take Trevor.
Okay. I like that as well. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Trevor or Golf.
Golf proved that he can win.
I would agree.
So that's where he's got a leg up. Talent wise, yeah, I would go Golf.
I would go Golf as well. Okay. Would you take, so that's one guy that you're taking over. Would you take Matthew Stafford or Trevor? That's easy to me. That's an easy decision.
What
I, I'm
I'm
slamming
leaning.
Matthew. I'm slamming him.
Yes, I agree with that, but he's getting older now. You don't know what's going
But
on.
he can sling that thing
He
like no
can
other
one
dog.
million percent, 1,000,000%.
I think that when we look at Trevor, we compare him to one guy that he's come into the league with, right? That he's very well, not come into the league with a year after, but he's very comparable to. They kind of look the same. Trevor's better looking though, obviously, and that's the kid out in LA, dude.
Pause.
You're looking at Justin, and you're wondering to yourself, what have both of these guys proven yet? And what I mean by that is you wouldn't give either of them up. And I'm not advocating for that. I love both of these guys. They're both insane talents. They're dudes that I do think at one point are going to catch up to Lamar, are going to catch up to Patrick, could catch up to Josh Allen, but they haven't yet. And they've both been in the league now. They're past their sophomore year. Justin, especially. I mean, we've talked about this. They went and got Jim Harbaugh because clearly Justin could not win the division on his own. Now he's going against the second greatest QB of all time, so we'll give him a pass. But when we talk about Trevor, dude, you got CJ right now, who's got at least another 2 years of a rookie deal where Houston's just going to be signing guys and signing guys and signing guys. And so to go back to my original point, I hear what you're saying about signing a guy early because you're right, it's going to be worth 300. But dude, I'd rather have money on the back end to go get him a receiver, to go get him a D end, to create maybe another look in an
Now,
offensive package.
you also don't know how the contracts look. Is it front loaded, back loaded, whatever guarantees that they can move it down the road with restructuring to open up space. That's why I'm always just give the guy the money and your general manager can figure it out. Now, maybe that's just me because I've seen Howie Roseman do it over and over and
But
over
how's
again,
that worked
but the
out for
rest of the league
Dallas?
doesn't always work. What?
How's that worked out for Dallas?
It hasn't. I mean, they got to pay guys now again.
But that's my point. And you're talking about a team here who, again, Dallas is in a much similar position as the Jags. They've got another juggernaut in their division in the Philadelphia Eagles, who have got their guy, like how Houston's got their guy. Their guy's not paid yet. Obviously, Hurts just got paid, but they've got legit receivers, just like the way that Houston's got legit receivers. And yet they go out, they pay their quarterback too much. They're rumored to pay him again too much, and they can't get it done down the road instead of making their quarterback realize, listen, you've been great, but what really have you done? We got to get you more support. We want you here, but we got to win. And with Trevor, what I'm saying is, dude, right now, who are you picking to win the AFC South? If you're a betting man, you're picking Houston.
Yeah.
So
And
if I'm
and
picking
the
Houston,
Colts are going to be good this year if
and the
Anthony
Colts are going to be
Richardson
good.
can stay
Yep.
healthy.
So if the Colts and Houston are going to be good teams, which we know that they are. We know for a fact Houston's going to be. Why am I not saying to Trevor, can I guarantee you 175
Mm-hmm.
and take all this money in incentives and in other loaded deals, but let's go get you another one. Let's go make a play for somebody. Because you're going to be, again, they're in that group where they're going to be too good to get a high enough draft pick. This isn't a top 10 draft pick team. They're winning over 10 games, depending on what their schedule is. I haven't looked at it yet, but I believe in that with Trevor Lawrence's talent. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So
9, 10.
you should pay him for 10 wins, but you also got to get him the talent to be able to get over that hump. Because, dude, after you get through CJ got shown the door in Baltimore. The door. He's not the top of the line, dude. You got guys like Josh Allen. You got guys like Lamar Jackson. And then you got guys like Patrick Mahomes. You got to have other dude. There's no other guy but Patrick right now in this league that can go in with a half-busted roster and still win a Super Bowl. There's no one else. So that means you got to go pay guys. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree with that. But do you know what I'm saying though?
Mhm.
Is the Eagles have two of the top paid wide receivers, a
Right.
top paid tight end, top paid quarterback, left tackle, right tackle, guard, all in the top 5 paid. You know, you got 2
Yeah.
cornerbacks that are getting paid. Yeah, and then the rest of the defense is all young.
Yep.
So I'm just of the mindset of give the guys the money and you can figure it out. Is really where I hear what you're saying and making it easier on the general manager and being like, hey, let's spread this around to be able to get you guys. But you see other teams paying their guys and being able to still get them weapons. The Eagles are paying their offense.
I hear you.
And they got all the weapons. Saquon's getting paid. You know? Why can't Jacksonville do that?
Because the one thing that I'm going to throw out to you is, guess what? You guys paid your guy after he proved that he could get you to a Super Bowl.
That is true. No, that's very true.
He got the bread when they noticed, listen, this guy cannot just get us to playoff contention. He can get us to the dance. He can get us within a field goal of winning a Super Bowl. So hell yeah, we're going to go pay him.
Yeah.
And for Lamar Jackson, it's been, well, we paid him because the dude has proven he can win 2 MVPs and being in the league for 5 years and get the number 1 seed in the AFC in 2 years out of 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're going to pay him. We get it. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, you look at, I mean, another quarterback that I'll just take, for example, Aaron wasn't getting paid what he was getting paid until he won that Super Bowl contract. And then he got to decide what the numbers were each year that the contract came up. But he had to prove that he could get there.
That just doesn't, it's just not how the NFL works anymore.
Well,
it just isn't.
The difference
Name one
is,
guy
though,
that's been getting all these contracts. Each guy, what have they proven?
The difference is, though, is that the teams that are somewhat following what I'm saying are the ones making it to the dance. The Eagles. Patrick Mahomes, who is, yes, got a $500 million deal after he won a Super Bowl, but it was only after, and he takes restructuring.
I mean, Joe Burrow, he proved that he got you to a Super Bowl, but he can't stay healthy.
But he can't. No, and I agree with that. And I don't understand.
And he's got
that
all the
move by
weapons.
Cincinnati. I loved when they did that. I loved when they did that with Deshaun. Pay him. Let those guys get paid. Because you look at a guy, again like Patrick, again like Tom Brady. These guys are taking pay cuts to win, dude. I've always said Jalen Hurts is the cloth of Patrick Mahomes, the cloth of Tom Brady. If Jalen Hurts needs to take a pay cut, he'll do it, dude. So I hear you. You're right. The standard is pay him and pay him now, just like the standard is when you draft a number 1 quarterback in the first round. If they don't start by year 1, what are they doing? Green Bay's the offset. Green Bay's been letting draft pick after draft pick in the first round at the quarterback position sit for over 2 years. And what happens after they do that? The next guy delivers 10 plus wins and gets you into a playoff run. There's no other team doing that. They have found the sauce. So
he's probably next guy up.
Coming. And you're right. But Green Bay's going to, but again, Green Bay's going to be that team that's going to say what I'm saying right now. What have you proven?
So we'll see.
We're going to give you pie, But are they going to give? Are they going to give? Is Jordan Love going to get a Dak Prescott contract when Green Bay, one of the best sound run organizations in the NFL, has seen how that played out for them?
I think so. If you want to keep your quarterback and keep him happy, yeah, I think you have to.
I don't know, man. I think it depends on who the guy is.
Name me one guy in the past 3 years that has actually taken that pay cut. Patrick Mahomes, he really hasn't taken a pay cut with $500 million.
He's all, yeah, you're true. You're right because he's already getting paid a ton. I mean,
And look at that contract. Now he's with the AVV or annual value.
yeah.
He's like sixth when he's getting 500 million guaranteed almost. It's the
No,
way
there
that they
isn't.
figure these contracts
You're
out,
right.
years, the
Yep.
dead cap, guaranteed money, and set it incentives,
Yeah.
all this other stuff. That's how they figure it all out.
I'm definitely making a minute point. I know that I am. I know that I'm picking a crawl and I'm making it like it's a mile
I
long.
I don't disagree with you. I would like for it to be that way. I just don't
Yeah.
think it is anymore.
Well, I don't think that it is either. But what I do think is the standard is that if guys aren't paid a 200 plus based on their win percentage, they're not the ones who are going to be making it to the dance. And Jalen Hurts is my outlier there. I'll put it to you this way. I don't know if Jalen Hurts, he would have gotten that contract definitely after this past year, even with the failure that it was. I don't know that the Eagles go and pay Jalen that amount that early if you guys hadn't made it to the dance. As an Eagle fan, do you think that?
Uh yes and no. The Eagles have been notorious for giving their guy money when they think it's their guy.
But think about it this way too. The year before,
I mean,
he looks
dude,
like, why the hell did you draft him?
yeah, no, 1 billion%.
So my
Yeah, and
point there
Carson had
exactly,
that big money deal. They moved
right?
on from him. Jalen's in there, and then he
So
gets the big deal.
so my point exactly is that once Hertz proved I'm not that guy, I can get us here. I can come within 3 points of the ring. They pay him,
They could, and they still could move off of him
and they still
somehow.
could, and they still could. That's what's nuts.
And that's
But
why I
that's
think
my
it doesn't
point.
matter whether you pay him what you pay him. Because I
Well,
think they can still move it because anybody's going to take a quarterback. What
well,
team in the league wouldn't take? I mean, I'm not saying trade Jalen Hurts in the slightest, but what team wouldn't take Jalen Hurts and his money? You're going to go,
so
oh,
then
he's getting paid too much.
let me make a different contrast to you of something that's making my point. The fastest team in the league that's kind of proving my point. Now, who knows? Maybe I could look like a fool here in a couple weeks or in a couple months before the start of the season. If what you're saying is the ultimate truth, why hasn't Miami paid their guy?
No, no, you're not wrong there.
Because
I
he
think they're
hasn't proven
waiting
that
to
he can get it
see.
done.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, this was the year for them to win the East, and he
They're
couldn't
they're
get through
paying
Buffalo.
everybody else around him to try to
Damn
win.
straight. And that is sort of my point. And again, I'm not advocating for that Trevor Lawrence should not have gotten paid. We're out in
But
debate
how's that
here.
going?
Well, how it's going is that I think that they know that they're probably happier that they haven't put an investment in a guy that if they
Yeah,
had might be performing like Dak.
yeah, no, no, it's both ways. I think.
Because you look at a guy like Dak and you're paying him severe. Like, let me make it clear: Trevor Lawrence is worth the money more than Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott has been higher paid. He's been in the league 7 years longer. But when you look at it, if Dak gets a contract of what they're talking about, he's going to get paid even more than Lawrence right now
Mhm.
in his re-up. Is he worth that? Absolutely not. But it's because Dallas has this belief that we got to do what the rest of the league does, which is make our quarterback happy, throw millions at him, get it done. Your dude can't do it. Your dude's got to prove that he can win. The reason why Kirk Cousins got all that money is though he hasn't made it to a Super Bowl, Kirk Cousins has proven he will make you noticeable, he will keep you relevant,
He'll
and
get you
he will
there.
win.
He'll get you in a chance at the
He'll
dance.
give you a chance. So
Yeah.
we'll pay you for
He
what
might
your
not be able
wins
to
are.
get you all the way there, but
Yep.
if you got to break their way here or there, the defense makes you a play,
Yep.
then you got a shot.
Yep. Like here, I'll throw a reverse at you real quick, and if you want to move off, we can. But I
Yeah.
want you to answer this: Do you think that Seattle's happy that they paid Geno?
I think the money really isn't as much as contract really is. I think they're fine.
I think that they're fine too, but do you think that if they would have waited a year, they might have made that contract a bit smaller?
Yes, but I don't think it hurt them get making it what they did.
I don't know, man. You got the Rams now who are back in action, who are going to be making a play at winning that division. You're looking solely at third. And you guaranteed this money to this guy who, yeah, he had a breakout year, but then the next year he flamed out.
But he's not he's not hamstringing this team from being able to make a move at quarterback if they want. If they really wanted to, they had the capital to go up and get a guy.
Yeah,
If they
that's
really
true.
wanted to. Like, so I don't really see.
It's a two-sided coin.
Yeah. I get what you're saying in that
But good
fact.
for Trevor. Good for Trevor.
Yeah, of course. Everybody deserves their bag. Stop this penny
Absolutely.
pinching people's pockets, Harry. Let them go get their bags, man.
Absolutely. Dog, I'm all for it because if I was in your position, I'd be telling myself to shut the F up. And you
Yeah.
notice, oh, straight up, dog, go get your money. I get why he paid Burrow. Can't stay healthy, but when he is, dude, it gets you to Super Bowl.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see where they got guys getting the highest paid contracts, and we got a guy that's about to win an NBA championship, probably, which absolutely sucks. And he's going to be the highest paid player in the history of the NBA, and he's probably not even the best player on his team. And that's Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum. You think he's going to be the highest paid player in NBA?
With the super max that he's got with the all NBA teams, he's going to get over $300 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's going to get paid more
and
than
he's going to be on
James.
the USA team.
Yeah.
And he's going to win a gold medal. He's going to win a championship. It's going to be the summer of Jason Tatum, and it's going to suck.
Summer of the zero. I mean, listen, dude, is he worth it? Yeah, he is because he's that insane, but he is not. Jason Tatum, I'll make the argument that I was making off camera. Jason Tatum is not the reason why this Boston Celtics team is winning the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics are winning the NBA Finals because of who the Boston Celtics are. When LeBron won his ring in Cleveland, they won because of LeBron. When Steph and the Warriors won their first ring with the Warriors in 2015, it was because of Steph. Later on, it was because of KD. When D Wade and Shaq won a ring, it was because of D Wade, the reason why they won the ring. When Dirk Nowitzki won, it was because of Dirk. When Giannis won, it was because of Giannis.
Was it because of Joker last year that the Nuggets
Oh,
won?
without a doubt. Joker won that ring for them. Won that ring for them.
They had a lot of role players around them.
They did. They had a good.
But he made them
absolutely.
very good. He made them very good.
But he's why they were very good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He made what's his name look like people keep bringing it up. You know, how can he be this great in the playoffs, but he's never made the All-Star game? What's his name?
Who, Jamal Murray?
For Jamal Murray. Well, it's because he's got Joker. Because Joker elevates his play through the roof. So my last point is this: if Dallas was winning the championship, they'd be winning the championship because of Luka.
And that's why they're losing it.
And that's why they're losing it. Yep, absolutely.
But Boston's not losing because Jason Tatum's been average.
Well, no, and he's also his average is his average.
Oh, his average is better than a lot of players, you know.
Than a lot. His average, I would argue, is as good as Kyrie's best.
Kyrie's best?
No, Kyrie's best now.
Oh.
Not Kyrie's best like back when he won the title.
Maybe.
When he won the title and before the title, woo, can't put many guys on Kyrie. But the point is, I think that it's hilarious that, listen, I love watching Jason Tatum play, but he is not that, you know, he compares himself to the late, great Kobe Bryant all the time. He's not that killer that Kobe was.
No, I agree with
that.
At
all. At all.
Now, the kind of thing where I'm seeing this conversation head throughout the season, the off season here, especially with the Sixers, is, and you were kind of on the opposite side of this with the Suns. I think super teams are back.
Oh yeah.
People were saying,
they took a year off. They took a year off.
People were just saying, yeah, you know, you only need one or two guys and then a bunch of role players around them. You see that with this team here, with the Mavs. You got two superstars, bunch of
Yep.
role players, and they're getting dog watered.
They're getting
They're
killed.
getting what it's like you said it before when we were talking. Boston looks like they're just going through walkthrough drills out there
Yep.
for half the
Yep.
time. Because this team just has top end talent where you go from a Marcus Smart to Porzingis and Drew Holiday, two
Yep.
perennial all stars, all defense, top tier kind of players. I
Yep.
love Drew Holiday. He was the start of the process was Drew Holiday as a Sixer. The guy has developed his game over time where he got that first chip in Milwaukee and went to win a gold medal right after with Team USA, and he's just kept on going and going ever since. I hate that he's going to win one with Boston, but it is what it is.
How about
But
Al Horford? How about Al?
no,
How about Big Al?
we're not talking about that scumbag who stole money from the city of Philadelphia.
How about Big Al?
He stole. He
Who
absolutely
stole
flat out
more?
robbed.
Who stole more, Al Horford or James Harden from Philly?
James Harden at least played and was like good for stretches. Al Horford didn't do dick here. Absolutely. The biggest thing that he did was his sister tweeting at all the fans saying, "Oh, you guys are terrible people." Like that's all he did. That was it. And yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
But
he sucked. He sucked as a Sixer.
yeah, and so yeah, and then Porzingis, he went from almost falling out of the league because he couldn't stay healthy, he couldn't get along with Luka, to now he's a top tier guy in the league almost at this
Yep,
point,
100%.
and you built this team around two superstars in Brown and Tatum. You got him some guys. You got Derek White, who's just evolved into a perennial all-star, a really solid player. And then you build out the rest of the bench with Pritchard and the rest of the guys and that bum Al Horford. But the super teams are back, Harry.
I agree, dude. They took 2 years off with that Giannis win and that Denver win, but they're back to and are arguably that Warriors last win, but you really can't say that because Clay's technically still a superstar, and so was Draymond, but they're definitely on the later half even when they won. Either way, I agree with you, dude. They are back. I mean, listen, dude. LeBron James knows he's not going to win another ring in LA if he doesn't go get another superstar, without a doubt. There is no shot that the Miami Heat are going to make an actual run if they don't have another guy better than Jimmy Butler on their team, and they still need Hero, without a doubt. I totally agree with you. I think that we saw clear, and you know what I think really made the demise clear, that you're right. The two play is over, and you got to have a super. You know which team it was that crashed and burned that needed more? Milwaukee, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, when they made that trade to go get Dame, it was like, here we
And then you got rid of
go.
Drew,
And you got rid of Drew, and it was like, here we go. I mean, you got the threat from up top and the threat from down low. You're going to go win a ring. And what did they do? They flamed out heavily.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you, bro. I think that you're right. When you have the diversity of talent that is just nonstop, you're watching this series right now. There's no defense being played by either team. It's all down to who can get the most buckets in. It just turns out Boston's got a lot of guys who can score a lot of buckets. And Dallas has a few guys that can score a lot of buckets.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes down to, dude, you got more dudes that can do what you need to happen. Game's over. I mean, they were keeping it close in game 3, and then all of a sudden you look down and you look back up, 20-point lead Boston on the road. They're about to win this series on the road.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You had a shot where they Mavs were kind of fighting again, and then Luka fouls out and it was over,
What do you think about when you're looking at his body right now? Do you think that this makes him go and get in even better shape? Like Luka has, let's be honest here, for when you're looking at athletes and what they need to look like, Luka does need to lose some weight. Like he does.
I think you're dead wrong.
Really?
I think they're 0-3 since their general manager took a beer out of Luka Doncic's hand after he just won them a Western Conference final and got them to an NBA championship. You don't take a beer out of that man's hand. You let him cook.
That was disrespectful. I won't lie. I would have never done that. I would have said, dog, douse yourself.
You don't tell that man to get into shape. You let Luca
You don't
be
tell him
Luca.
to get in shape. Okay.
Luca does what Luca wants. And
Well,
when you
Luca's
try to
losing. Luca's
no,
losing.
it's because they were trying to tell Luca what to do.
All
You're not
right.
letting Luca do Luca in the finals. I 100% believe that. They were trying to over exaggerate game plans, and then they just totally screwed the pooch here. They've overthought everything. They've thrown everything out there, even like what I was saying at the beginning, how Jason Tatum's not the best player on the team. You were throwing everything at them.
Mm.
And they just overthought every little part of this series and just didn't do what got them there. And that was have Luca run the offense, have a couple guys make a couple shots, have everybody focus on defense, and let Luca and Kyrie go score. And they just haven't been able to do that.
Well, that I don't disagree with, but I think that the other difference is they have not.
But yeah, should he get into shape? Sure. But it'd probably help.
But when they haven't been able to keep up, they give up.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
When they can't keep up, they give up. They don't push harder and like make a bigger effort. I will die out on this play. I will take a charge. You're seeing Dallas complain more than get back on D.
Now he's done that all year. But yeah. I know.
But it's systematic right
Yeah.
now. Whoever's the 5 on the floor when they're going against this Boston squad, dude. And now I am also going to say this. If Boston wins this is my hottest take. I'm not considering this an NBA championship.
Okay.
Because I don't think that they went through the toughest team that they could have gone through.
What are you supposed to do, dog? Like,
you know what you're supposed to do?
As much as I want to
Take their wins
discredit,
off.
yeah. As much as I want to discredit Boston and everything, and the Celtics, like
they won.
They're just
They
good.
finally got
They're
it
just
done.
straight up good. I was just looking up their contracts. Drew Holiday's got another 4 years. Kristaps
Really?
has got another 2. Jaylen Brown just got a big deal.
Oh, they're
Jason
set, bro.
Tatum, I was saying, for a historic $315 million that he can sign this offseason.
They're set.
They're going to keep all 4 of these guys.
Yeah.
And then they're going to figure it out. They might lose Derek White, but because they just can't pay him. But they'll find somebody.
They'll be fine.
Horford will take a minimum and still be able to make a 3 every once in a while, which I just don't get. But yeah, it sucks. It really, really sucks.
I get it, dude.
All right, dog. You ready?
Dude, we're gonna wrap it up with the LA no show or what?
Oh yeah, if you want.
Staying in UConn, bro.
Yeah.
Said no to $70 million.
Here's a take. LA, nobody cares about LA anymore. Nobody cares about New York. Nobody cares about these 2 major markets and being like, oh, it's LA, I gotta be there. Oh, it's New York City, I gotta be there. When has anybody chosen to go there? Because of those reasons. Because it's LA, because it's New York. LeBron.
LeBron, what's his name, who just went to the Dodgers?
What, Shohei?
Shohei, like, what do you mean?
That was a $1 billion contract. All right, maybe this is a bad take.
This is so stupid.
No. Let me figure this out. No.
He's a New York Jet.
Yeah, but that's not New York City.
You're right. It's Jersey. 100% agreed. Dude, they're a little bit of ways.
I can figure my way out of this. Hold up.
No, you can't, dog. That was one of the stupidest things you ever said on this show.
I don't think so.
And you weren't even drunk for it. That's what's nuts.
That's sad. I'm just tired.
Well, no, let's talk about this. Did he say
you want to know why I said it? Because I'm a hard blue collar, hard working man, just like Dan Hurley. And Dan Hurley doesn't give a crap about that LA living, that LA money, because he wants to keep proving that he's the best thing ever
at what he's at.
Stay at
and
the
I respect
East
that.
Coast roots. And he's probably going to take the Knicks job in 2 years.
I respect, dude, a guy who understands I'm the best at what I do, and I'm not going to go out of my wheelhouse to reach for something when I know that I can dominate at what I'm in. I respect that. I really do. Because he's going to go on and win. Will this be the first ever back-to-back-to-back three-peat in college basketball history? It's got to be up there. It's got to be under 3 if it's happened before. I also think he said no because he doesn't want to deal with the shit show that is the Lakers right now, dude. The Lakers are a bus fire with LeBron James
The
trying to piece it
UCLA
together.
Bruins back in 1967 to 1973.
Dude, is
The people
history
in the
even a thing?
comments are going nuts.
Was history even a thing? Dude, I asked the question. I mean, did the world even start until we were born? How do we know that people were actually here? Come on.
We don't.
We really don't. We weren't there.
Well, people were because at least your mom and your dad had to have been there.
So they say.
Okay, yeah.
So the point just is, I mean, dude, no, to my point, I think another reason why he said no is he didn't want to deal with the shit show that is LA. And he doesn't have to. He's the top dog at UConn.
What would have happened if he went there was LeBron stays, he gets $75 million. Anthony Davis gets hurt, pulls a hamstring during one of his practices. He's
Yes.
done for the year.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everybody's like, Dan Hurley he was supposed to fix everything. And you
Yep.
have a 43-year-old LeBron James being like, what the hell am I doing here?
Dude,
Like,
is he about to be that old?
like
Jeez.
I'm not gonna go run stairs in the Staples Center or whatever they call it now, the crypto center.
Yeah.
Like it just wouldn't have worked there, and he would have been fired in 2 years.
39.
He would have got $70 million. LeBron's only 39.
Yeah.
I would have thought he was like 40 something. I don't
He's
know.
about to be.
Yeah, whatever.
December.
I'm running out of juice here, dog. You got anything
Let's
else on
call it,
this?
bro. No, this is a good show. We talked about it. Do they get paid? When do they get paid? And they get paid based on their wins?
Last thing, JJ goes there or no? The Lakers.
No,
Is
no,
the
I think
Lakers a desirable job?
no, because go ahead.
Obviously, yes, right? But for the name, but that was like the take I was saying. It's not that desirable.
Well,
Nobody
no, you're
cares
not.
about
I don't think you're going for the name of the Lakers anymore. This is people are going to hate me for saying this. You're not going for the name of the Lakers. You're going for LeBron James.
them. I agree.
Because the Lakers brand hasn't won since while Kobe was still in the league. You're going for LeBron.
They won. LeBron won a bubble, but yeah.
But he won. And he's won 3 more before that.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. The Laker brand won one recently.
No, they did win one. But
Yeah,
my
but I
point
know what
is,
you're saying. Yeah.
yeah. So like let me give you a point of what I'm saying. If Dan went to the Lakers, they won a title, and then LeBron retired, Dan would leave and go back to UConn. He wouldn't stay for another 2 years. Does that make sense? So where I'm at is the Lakers a
Prove that he
desirable
did it and
job?
go back.
I think it's only a desirable job for a guy. Honestly, I think there's only one guy that it works for, and that's Ty Lue. That's the only guy
He
that
just
gets
got a big
from
deal
Shannon. I
with the
know.
Clippers.
I know. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think that anybody else is going to work there enough to get another championship out of it. I think he's the only guy that gets LeBron enough to let LeBron run the show the way he wants to run it. And then when there's a little bit of muck, the coach can step in, and LeBron is cool with that.
Yeah.
Here's my question to you. Is Bronny confirmed that he's going to the draft this year? Okay.
Yeah, but he still has eligibility to go back, I believe.
So what do you think happens there? This is where we end out. Is Bronny going to play in the NBA this coming season or not? Yes or no?
Depends on the team, and I think that team should be the Philadelphia 76ers, and LeBron James comes to Philly.
Okay, honest question again. Will he play in the league this year? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Will he play in college? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Will he play in college in the East Coast or the West?
At Villanova, because LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er.
I could see him going Nova. I could also see him going to Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State would make a lot of sense.
Ohio State would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. You go to Duke, would Duke take him?
No, he's not. He's nowhere close enough to be able to play at that level. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to explode when he's in the league, but his college potential is just not there right now.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, what does that mean for Bron? Like, is LeBron going to find a way to make his son a Laker, or will LeBron? This is the main question: is LeBron going to end in the purple and gold? I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is all the talk. He's going to do this. So the speculations about LeBron, and then he just stays at the Lakers, and then it's all goes away. because LeBron wants people to talk about him,
I
and then
agree.
it just
I,
nothing happened.
I agree. I think even more people talk about him if he goes somewhere else. So the only thing that I would ask you is this: do you think that LA is going to find a way to get another star, or basically what we're seeing right now is LeBron on loop if he stays in LA? That's my question.
And you have to trade like Austin Reeves, right?
Yep.
And like
And AD.
draft picks. You think you got to move AD too?
I think you move AD before you move Austin Reeves. He's done. He's toast. He played great this year, but when you really look at it, LeBron's
Uh,
got 4 more years of doing this. He's toast, bro.
KD to the Lakers, I'd be lit.
LeBron would hate that.
You think so?
He couldn't deal with a head case like that.
Dude,
No.
that'd be wild. The two of them on the same team.
Yeah.
All right, LeBron ends as elsewhere.
There we
Good
go.
stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, call ones. You heard us.
Shout out 2 and 5, go Birds.